Early one morning, Stafford and Paxton were in the yard when they heard a shrill whistle. Oh no, I know who that is. It's not him, is it? I'm afraid so. It's... Spencer. Hello, Stafford. Hello, Paxton. Spencer, what are you doing here? I am here to collect the Duke and Duchess of Boxford's private carriage, because I am the Duke and Duchess of Boxford's private engine. The coach is waiting in the siding for you, Spencer. Ah, excellent. Now, while I'd love to stay and chat with you, my little shunters, I must be going. I am to collect the Duke and Duchess of Boxford from Brendam Docks. So I shall leave you to your little shunting. Bye now. He's such a show-off, isn't he? You've no idea. I can't believe he's the engine who showed me around the island on my first day. Spencer raced across the island towards Brendam Docks. As he entered Marin Station, he had to stop for a red signal. Mavis was there too. Hello, Spencer. What are you doing today? I am on my way to the docks to pick up the Duke and Duchess of Boxford, my dear Mavis. Oh, that sounds exciting. I'm just delivering these heavy trucks of stone from the quarry. It's a shame you're just a quarry engine, Mavis. You could be a really important engine, like me. I suppose someone has to do it, eh? But I like my job in the quarry. Oh, that engine. He could be such a show-off. Wasn't long before Spencer arrived at the docks. Hello, Brendam Docks. But everyone was far too busy to listen to Spencer. This made him cross. Luckily, I shan't have to hang around here for too much longer. Spencer had to wait for the Duke and Duchess. He waited, and waited, and waited, but the Duke and Duchess were nowhere to be seen. Well, this is unacceptable. Where are my Duke and Duchess? Ahoy there, matey. He's been up the dockside for half an hour. Everything alright? No, everything is not alright. The Duke and Duchess of Boxford should have been here a long time ago. What could have happened to them? No need to worry, matey. The Duke and Duchess left 10 minutes before you arrived here. What? How? Where did they go? Speak up. They boarded Edward's train bound for Wellsworth, me hearty. I overheard the dock manager advising them to catch Henry's train when they got there. Well, this simply won't do at all. I have to catch up to them. Take care, matey! Spencer raced down the line. But as he approached Henry's tunnel, he could see the big green engine waiting at a red signal. Henry! Hello, Spencer. What are you doing out here? The Duke and Duchess of Boxford, Henry. They're on board your train and I demand you return them at once. The Duke and Duchess aren't on my train, Spencer. They can't be. They weren't even at the station. But how? I was told that they'd be boarding your train at Wellsworth. Well, they didn't. They must have left before I got there. This won't do at all. I have to find out what happened to them. And Spencer steamed away, leaving a very puzzled Henry behind. Oh, what a silly silver steam engine. Spencer hurried down the line towards Wellsworth. When Spencer arrived at Wellsworth, he searched all over the platform, but he couldn't find the Duke and Duchess anywhere. Oh no, I'll never find them now. His driver fireman went to speak with the station master. Spencer was worried. What will I do if I don't find the Duke and Duchess of Boxford? Just then he heard a horn. It was Bertie arriving with his passengers. Hello, Spencer. Are you looking for the Duke and Duchess by any chance? Yes, how did you know? I've just seen them. They were on board Bulgy, heading towards Maron. On a bus? Oh, I've really let them down. Spencer tried to whistle to get his crew's attention, but he couldn't without them. They were talking to the station master. Spencer had to wait until they came back. Good news, Spencer. They're headed for Maron. If we're quick, we can catch them. I already knew that. Good luck, Spencer. Spencer soon arrived back at Maron. He could see Bulgy departing with a new load of passengers. Spencer stopped and looked around, but he couldn't see the Duke and Duchess anywhere. His driver and fireman went to speak with the station master again. Then, Spencer heard the sound of a car door closing. He looked ahead and could just barely see the Duke, climbing into Caroline. Duke! Duke! It's me, Spencer! I'm over here! But it was no good. Caroline set off. Caroline, wait! Come back! But Caroline didn't hear him either. Spencer felt terrible. He'd missed the Duke and Duchess by only a few seconds. He wondered if he'd ever catch up with them. His crew soon came back, and his driver came to speak to him. The station master tells us that they've gone to Tidmouth Sheds on board Caroline. She's an old car, so we should definitely catch up to them this time. I hope so. First Bulgy the bus, now Caroline the car. They're being relegated to more menial forms of transport every time we miss them. Out of my way! Spencer! Engines of Tidmouth. Where is Caroline? You've just missed her. She's gone to the yard. Why does she have the Duke and Duchess, Spencer? No time to explain. Why are they going to the yard? They grew tired of not travelling around Sodor with you. So they're meeting Thomas in the yard, where he'll take them to the docks in his coaches to go back to the mainland. Thomas? Taking my Duke and Duchess? I've got to get to the yards and stop him. Wait, why would you go to the yards? Thomas will almost be there by now, and by the time you get there, he'll have gone. I don't say this often, but Percy is right. You're better off going straight to the docks. You're right. I've been one step behind them this entire time, but now they're one step behind me. A streamlined engine like me can easily beat a tiny toy tank engine like Thomas. Don't worry, my Duke and Duchess. I'm coming for you. Thomas collected his coaches from the yard, and with the Duke and Duchess safely on board, he set off for the docks. Now it was a race to Brendam Docks. Who would get there first? Would it be Spencer, the streamlined engine? Or Thomas, the tank engine? Thomas arrived at the docks. And so did Spencer. But then there was trouble. Thomas and Spencer were on the same line. Cinders and ashes! Fizzling fireboxes! A dock worker went to switch the points before there was a collision. But Porter was shunting vans on the other line. Oh! What happened there? Oh... Spencer! Oh, sir, I can explain, sir. You better had, Spencer. I demand to know what happened. Where were you this morning? The Duchess and I waited for half an hour. I'm sorry, sir. I was on my way, but I got held up. My coach wasn't ready, and Spencer, stop. I don't want to hear excuses. I know why you were late. You were boasting to the other engines, weren't you? Yes, sir. I was, sir. I'm very disappointed in you, Spencer. Just wait until Sir Topham Hatt gets here. I imagine he'll be very unhappy about the damage you've done to his rolling stock and the supplies inside. By the time the Fat Controller arrived at the docks, Harvey and the breakdown train had put Spencer back on the rails. I'm terribly sorry about Spencer's behaviour today, Sir Topham. I hope he hasn't caused you too much trouble. It's lucky only one van was damaged and that the cargo is still intact. Please don't worry about it. I'm just glad it was the vans that Spencer ran into and not Thomas. It could have caused serious damage to him and injury to you two. If you don't mind my asking, why are you with Thomas anyway? Yes, sir. Why? Well, you see, we were waiting here for Spencer, but he didn't show up. The dockyard manager recommended that to get to our summer house, we should board Edward's train to Wellsworth, then Henry's train to Marron. The station master at Wellsworth told us that the route to Marron was more scenic by road, so we boarded Bulgy before Henry arrived. We then met Caroline's driver at Marron, who offered us a ride to our summer house, but on the way we stopped at Tidmouth to see the engines. It was here that we grew tired of not travelling around Sodor with Spencer, and wondered if he was even on Sodor, so decided to just head back to the mainland. And that's where I suggested that Caroline take them to the yard, where I'll take them to the docks in my coaches. But as soon as we got there, poor old Caroline overheated. It was lucky that Butch was nearby and towed her away to the works. I see. It seems you've had quite an interesting day then. Indeed. Oh, and Thomas, I must thank you for such a splendid ride. Thank you, sir, and you're very welcome. Sir Topham, would you allow Thomas to take us to our summer house? I see no harm in that, especially after being such a really useful engine. What do you say, Thomas? It would be my pleasure, sir. But what about me? What am I supposed to do? I think, Spencer, that in order to make up for the confusion and delay you've caused Sir Topham Hatt today, you should deliver the supplies. But what about my carriage? Don't worry, Spencer. Thomas will look after it. Won't you, Thomas? Of course I will, sir. So Spencer's coach was coupled behind Clarabelle, while Spencer was coupled to the supplies. Okay, Thomas. We're ready when you are. Right away, sir. Goodbye, Spencer. You'd better look after my coach, Thomas. And you'd better look after those supplies, Spencer. No. As Spencer steamed away with the supplies, he thought about the day's events and decided that it was probably best to keep his boasting to a minimum from now on.